Tropical Front Yard Ideas 2025, Budget-Friendly Landscaping and Low-Maintenance Design. Your front yard in 2025 is no longer just a patch of grass or a plain entrance. It has become the stage where style, comfort, and innovation meet. Imagine walking up to a home framed by lush greenery that feels alive, yet doesn't demand endless hours of care. The tropical front yard of the present and future is designed with intention, where every plant, pathway, and accent plays its part in creating a welcoming atmosphere. It tells visitors that this is not simply a residence, it is a retreat, a miniature paradise that reflects both creativity and practicality. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require a lavish budget or professional landscaping teams. With thoughtful planning, a homeowner can turn the smallest patch of soil into an oasis that feels vibrant and timeless. The first major shift shaping front yard design is the move towards sustainability and easy upkeep. Traditional lawns, once considered the gold standard, are increasingly seen as wasteful in both time and resources. Instead, designers and homeowners alike are embracing ground covers and hardy tropical plants that thrive in warm conditions while demanding little maintenance. Drought-tolerant species such as dwarf mondo grass or creeping thyme provide lush coverage without constant watering, while ornamental grasses bring texture and movement to the yard. Alongside them, bold tropical icons like hibiscus, croton, bird of paradise, and elephant ears stand tall, instantly infusing the scene with exotic flair. These plants are not only visually dramatic, but are naturally resilient once they take root, making them ideal for busy lifestyles. Pathways have become more than just a means of getting from the curb to the door. They are a central design element that introduces rhythm and flow to the yard. Picture stepping stones surrounded by smooth river pebbles, crushed shells, or mulch, drawing the eye forward, while also offering practical benefits like improved drainage and weed control. Even for those on a budget, mixing natural stone with concrete pavers can achieve a polished look without overspending. Edges lined with small palms, bromeliads bursting with color, or the delicate blooms of gingers transform a simple walkway into a guided journey, where each step feels like part of an experience. This is the essence of modern tropical design, function that doubles as beauty. Water remains one of the most enchanting elements of tropical landscaping, but the focus in 2025 has shifted toward compact, eco-friendly solutions. A small recirculating fountain tucked beside a pathway or a ceramic pot water feature placed at the center of the yard can provide the soothing sound of running water without wasteful consumption. These features do not require complex installation or high costs, yet they create a profound impact, elevating the yard's atmosphere instantly. When paired with solar-powered lighting, the effect multiplies. The gentle glow of light against cascading water brings a magical quality to the space in the evenings, making the front yard equally welcoming at night as it is during the day. Color is another driving force in today's design philosophy. Instead of sticking to muted palettes, the trend leans toward bold contrasts that mirror the wild harmony of nature. Deep, rich greens set the foundation, punctuated by bursts of fiery reds, sunny yellows, and bright oranges. These shades echo the vibrancy of a jungle, yet are balanced to avoid overwhelming the space. Even the home itself becomes part of this palette, with front doors painted in bold teals, corals, or other striking shades that tie the landscape and architecture together. Accents like hanging planters, bamboo screens, or driftwood sculptures layer in additional textures, ensuring the eye always finds something intriguing to rest upon. All of this creates an atmosphere that feels alive, spirited, and deeply welcoming, without relying on heavy construction or costly additions. The front yard is also a place of comfort, and small touches of furniture can transform it into an extension of the home's living space. A rattan bench positioned under a palm, a ceramic garden stool that doubles as a seat or display, or even a hammock swaying gently in the breeze instantly communicates relaxation. These pieces do not overwhelm the space. Instead, they complement the plants and pathways, giving the yard a lived-in yet elegant feel. Outdoor rugs and tropical prints are becoming an affordable way to define these sitting areas, adding warmth and cohesion while maintaining the carefree charm of a resort. Underlying all of these trends is a commitment to sustainability. More and more homeowners are choosing native plants, which naturally adapt to their environment and eliminate the need for heavy pesticide or fertilizer use. Drip irrigation systems are being embraced to conserve water, ensuring that every drop nourishes where it's needed most. Mulching, though simple, plays a vital role by retaining soil moisture, keeping roots cool, and discouraging weeds. Each of these choices is cost-effective and practical, proving that sustainability is not a limitation, but rather a pathway to a thriving, beautiful front yard that asks for little but gives back plenty. The tropical front yard of 2025 is a perfect union of beauty, efficiency, and accessibility. It is a space that looks lush and exotic while remaining easy to maintain. It is vibrant but not excessive, stylish but not costly, imaginative but grounded in real-life practicality. Standing at the threshold of such a home, guests and passers-by alike are greeted with a sense of calm, warmth, and intrigue. For the homeowner, it is proof that a slice of paradise can be created with creativity, smart choices, and a focus on what truly matters. A welcoming entrance that reflects both personal taste and the trends shaping the future of design. As we step further into the world of tropical front yard design, it becomes clear that the heart of this movement lies in creativity and adaptability. The modern homeowner is no longer bound by rigid definitions of what a front yard should be. Instead, the focus is on how it can reflect personality, support the environment, and remain effortless to manage. This is why the tropical style has gained momentum. It balances extravagance with simplicity, and it redefines beauty in a way that is accessible to everyone. In 2025, the tropical front yard is both a sanctuary and a statement, blending timeless natural elements with forward-thinking trends that keep the space fresh, vibrant, and inspiring. One of the most captivating aspects of this evolution is the way designers are reimagining the role of outdoor textures. A tropical front yard is never flat or monotonous. It thrives on contrast and layering. The glossy leaves of elephant ears, the variegated patterns of croton, and the towering silhouettes of palms combine to create a tapestry of visual interest. When paired with rough elements such as driftwood, stone, or bamboo, the yard transforms into a multi-sensory experience. These textures aren't simply for show, they create depth and dimension, making even small spaces feel expansive and alive. By placing plants of different heights and shapes strategically, homeowners can guide the eye upward, outward, and across the yard, making the space feel like a curated landscape rather than a random collection of greenery. Equally important is the role of structure in tropical design. Pathways, borders, and focal points are intentionally positioned to bring harmony to the natural abundance. In 2025, we see a rise in curved walkways that mimic the organic flow of rivers, leading visitors on a journey rather than a straight march to the front door. Retaining walls built from natural stone or even repurposed materials act as subtle frames for planting beds, elevating tropical foliage and giving it a stage to shine. Homeowners are also incorporating pergolas or archways adorned with climbing vines like bougainvillea or passion flower. These structures serve as dramatic gateways that invite guests into a lush world while also providing shade and shelter. The result is a front yard that feels immersive, almost like stepping into a private tropical garden. Lighting has become an essential part of modern tropical yards, and in 2025, innovation meets ambiance in exciting ways. Solar-powered fixtures now dominate the market, providing both eco-friendly benefits and design flexibility. Low-level lighting is often used to highlight pathways, while soft uplighting beneath palm fronds creates dramatic nighttime silhouettes. String lights woven through pergolas or wrapped around tree trunks add a touch of festivity, making the yard feel warm and inviting after sunset. The strategic use of lighting ensures that the front yard is not just a daytime showcase, but a space that retains its charm throughout the evening. More importantly, this lighting is no longer energy draining or high maintenance. It is efficient, sustainable, and customizable to any mood or occasion. Another defining characteristic of the tropical trend is the embrace of multifunctional spaces. The front yard is no longer just for show. It's a place to live, relax, and connect. Seating nooks tucked into corners, small fire pits surrounded by low chairs, or even raised planters that double as benches all blur the line between utility and design. For families, it becomes an area to gather. For individuals, it becomes a retreat. This shift represents a broader lifestyle trend, the desire to extend the living space outdoors in ways that feel natural and restorative. By weaving tropical aesthetics into these functional areas, homeowners create a seamless transition between architecture and environment. Sustainability continues to guide every choice, and this is especially true with water management. As climate considerations shape modern design, tropical yards are adapting with smarter systems. Rain barrels, discreetly placed and beautifully designed, are increasingly popular for capturing and reusing natural rainfall. Permeable pavers are replacing traditional concrete, allowing rainwater to filter into the ground instead of running off wastefully. These innovations not only reduce the ecological footprint, but also enhance the tropical aesthetic, as water becomes a celebrated element of the design rather than a problem to manage. Combined with native plantings that thrive on minimal care, these solutions make the tropical front yard both beautiful and responsible. Color theory in tropical landscapes has also advanced beyond the basic boldness of greens and reds. In 2025, designers are exploring sophisticated palettes that borrow from the natural gradients of rainforests and coastal jungles. Shades of emerald and jade serve as grounding tones, while accents in coral, gold, and even deep purples bring richness and depth. These colors are introduced through flowering plants, painted features, or even furniture, ensuring that the yard never feels static. What makes this approach powerful is its adaptability. Colors can be refreshed with seasonal plantings or small accessories, giving homeowners the freedom to evolve their space without a full redesign. The tropical trend also celebrates personalization. Homeowners are infusing cultural motifs, family traditions, or travel-inspired pieces into their yards, making each space unique. A hand-carved wooden sculpture, a mosaic stepping stone made by children, or a collection of seashells arranged near a water feature adds layers of meaning. These details make the tropical yard not just beautiful, but personal, a true reflection of the people who live there. This human touch ensures that the design remains timeless because it is rooted in individuality rather than fleeting trends. Above all, the tropical front yard of 2025 embodies a philosophy of balance. It balances lushness with simplicity, boldness with restraint, and sustainability with indulgence. It shows that beauty doesn't have to be complicated or costly, and that paradise can exist on any scale, from sprawling estates to modest suburban plots. This vision transforms the way we think about our homes, not as static structures surrounded by obligatory landscaping, but as evolving ecosystems where design, nature, and lifestyle merge harmoniously. In every leaf, every stone, and every carefully chosen accent, the tropical yard whispers a promise. Here you are welcomed, here you are inspired, and here you belong. Looking ahead, the tropical front yard of the future is not simply about decoration. It is about creating a living system that responds to changing lifestyles, environmental demands, and the desire for beauty that endures. As architecture becomes more streamlined and homes adopt cleaner lines, the yard steps forward as the expressive counterpart, bursting with life, texture, and color. In 2025 and beyond, this balance between modern simplicity and tropical abundance defines the most exciting trends. The yard is no longer separate from the home. It is the threshold where architecture and nature embrace one another, setting the stage for a new era of outdoor living. Technology is quietly reshaping how tropical landscapes are designed and maintained. Smart irrigation systems now learn from weather patterns, adjusting water usage automatically to conserve resources while keeping plants thriving. Soil sensors connect to mobile apps, providing instant feedback on moisture levels, ensuring that each plant receives only what it truly needs. Even lighting systems are smarter, programmed to shift in tone and brightness depending on the time of evening or the occasion. These innovations free homeowners from constant upkeep, making it possible for anyone to enjoy a lush tropical yard without the stress of traditional gardening. It represents the fusion of natural beauty with technological intelligence, where every element is purposeful and efficient. At the same time, minimalism is finding its place in tropical design. Rather than overwhelming the yard with too many plants or accessories, the trend is toward curating impactful focal points. A single, oversized planter filled with dramatic foliage may stand as the star of the entryway. A bold, sculptural palm may take center stage beside the front path. These restrained choices prevent visual clutter and highlight the striking forms that tropical plants naturally offer. It is a philosophy of less but better, where each feature carries weight and intention. This shift allows smaller yards or urban homes to embrace tropical aesthetics without sacrificing space or practicality. Community and connectivity are also influencing front yard trends. As more people seek to create welcoming, open spaces, the yard becomes a place of interaction as well as retreat. Homeowners are adding small seating clusters near the front entrance, encouraging conversations with neighbors or simply creating a moment of pause before stepping inside. Vertical gardens, visible from the street, showcase greenery while conserving ground space, offering a lush welcome even in compact environments. These gestures transform the front yard into a shared experience, one that radiates warmth and hospitality outward into the neighborhood. Sustainability, however, remains the unshakable core of tropical landscaping. Native plantings continue to dominate because of their resilience, but beyond that, homeowners are experimenting with edible landscapes that align with tropical aesthetics. Fruit-bearing trees like dwarf bananas, papayas, or citrus not only contribute to the visual richness, but also provide harvests that are practical and rewarding. Herbs and vegetables tucked into raised beds add another layer of function to the yard, blending ornamental appeal with everyday use. This integration of edible and ornamental design reflects a growing awareness that beauty and utility can coexist seamlessly. It redefines the yard as not only a place of visual delight, but also a source of nourishment and sustainability. Materials are evolving as well. In 2025, eco-conscious choices extend beyond plants into every aspect of yard construction. Reclaimed wood, recycled stone, and sustainable composites are favored for pathways, borders, and structures. These materials carry a story, often with imperfections, that add character and authenticity to the design. Natural elements such as bamboo fencing or woven reed panels soften boundaries while reinforcing the tropical atmosphere. Even furniture is shifting toward durable, sustainable designs, with pieces crafted from recycled plastics or fast-growing natural fibers that withstand the elements while minimizing environmental impact. This conscientious approach demonstrates that luxury and responsibility are not opposites. They can exist side by side. The role of art in the tropical yard is another emerging highlight. Sculptures, water features with artistic forms, or even murals painted on exterior walls elevate the space from a simple garden into an outdoor gallery. These pieces are not random decorations but extensions of the homeowner's identity and creativity. They may reflect cultural heritage, travels, or personal milestones, ensuring the yard is never generic but always meaningful. In this way, the tropical yard becomes more than a trend. It becomes a canvas for self-expression, rooted in both tradition and modernity. Nighttime design continues to expand, transforming the tropical yard into an enchanting environment after sunset. Layered lighting techniques, uplighting large leaves, spotlighting water features, casting shadows across textured walls, create drama and intimacy. Fire features, whether small portable bowls or built-in pits, add warmth and a natural glow. Combined with soft seating and ambient sounds of water or wind through bamboo, the yard becomes a space for evening relaxation, social gatherings, or quiet reflection. This dual identity, vibrant by day and magical by night, ensures that the tropical front yard offers value around the clock. Ultimately, the tropical front yard of the present and future is about possibility. It shows that beauty can be sustainable, that lushness can be low maintenance, and that design can be both stylish and affordable. It encourages homeowners to think beyond convention, to see the yard not as a burden, but as a creative opportunity. With each choice, whether a bold plant, a recycled pathway, or a thoughtfully placed light, the yard becomes a statement about how we live and what we value. In 2025, the tropical front yard is more than a trend. It is a reflection of a collective shift toward harmony with nature, efficiency in lifestyle, and joy in everyday surroundings. Standing at such a threshold, one does not simply enter a home, they step into a vision of the future, where paradise exists right at the doorstep.